it's going to give you enough fuel for about 4 to 8 hours of cell metabolism. Then the blood glucose is going to drop, and the liver is going to then have to come in and do gluconeogenesis and stuff to bring that glucose level back up. Now, if you're eating every, well, like my grandson, if you're eating every 2 minutes or so, then the liver might not have to do that, okay? But or in animals that's only fed once a day, then after about from 4 to 8 hours, depending on what they've been fed, their liver has to function well enough to bring, in other words, the liver maintains normal blood glucose levels. The pancreas responds to high and low levels, okay? And they work synergistically to make sure there's enough glucose available, okay? Now, as far as after that postprandial period, as we say, then you've got to get gluconeogenesis going on, this type of thing. You may use fatty acids and stuff for energy, this type of thing. But more than 90% of the glucose produced endogenously is derived from the liver, and also from the cascading events that lead to the endogenous glucose production, and basically the decreased blood glucose is what you're going to end up with. And that's what's going to trigger all this stuff to go on. Okay. Now, ingestion of foodstuffs is going to cause a minimal or no glucose concentration, as we say in ruminants, because the dietary carbohydrates are fermented into volatile fatty acids like propionic acids, this type of thing. So the glucose in ruminant metabolism basically comes from the liver. And that's why compromised liver function can be much more detrimental, much more earlier. Well, I guess I don't have to say more and earlier, much earlier. I have to use both of those, right? Earlier as far as the blood glucose levels are concerned. So this is just showing you the little flow chart that shows you how glucose, pardon me, and everything is regulated as far as by your, what happens to it, how it's maintained. You can see some of it will activate or increase it. The counter-regulatory hormones that then are the glucagon, epinephrine, growth hormone, cortisol, and all that type of thing. But you can see, so it's kind of got this diagram didn't come out so well, but it shows you how it's a very complicated regulatory procedure, and it has to be. Because if you look at it, hyperglycemia can result in death, and hypoglycemia can result in death too. And if you have inadequate levels, what happens to metabolism in general? You get very poor performance and all this type of thing. And so that's why it has to have a lot of different stages, a lot of different effects that can regulate what these blood glucose levels are. Okay, this is just showing you hormonal regulation. It shows you how insulin and glucagon are working together antagonistically to maintain that. What their main thing is to be sure there's enough blood glucose. There's also enough glucose going into tissues to maintain their function, this type of thing. So this is how these hormones work together. Now, hyperglycemia, by strict definition, hyperglycemia is a blood glucose level greater than 130. Now, you may not see too many clinical signs at that point. Okay? I see my time's getting away from me. I got to go to clinics, but I've got the exam up here if y'all want to get your exam. Is that a yes or no?